and it is my honor to present to you Mr. Seanne R. Clemente from the College of Natural and Applied Sciences with a major in biology as your valedictorian of Faõmnåkan class of 2019.
Good afternoon, everybody. To President Kreis, the faculty, staff, and administrators of the university, esteemed guests, fellow graduates, and their families and friends, I would like to thank you for giving me the great honor of speaking to you today. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the word cliché is defined as something that has become overly familiar or commonplace. So don't worry, if you thought I was heading in that direction, I hope you're pleasantly surprised. On a more serious note, I'd like to actually begin my speech with what I feel is most important, saying thank you to the people who deserve it. First, I'd like to give a big shout out to the amazing people at the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, including the dean, my professors, my boss, my academic advisor, and the staff at the Science and Agriculture buildings. To my friends and classmates, thank you so much for the late night study sessions, the good times, and the shoulders to cry on. And finally, to my amazing family, words cannot simply express my gratitude for you, but I'm going to try. So thank you, and thank you so much for your unwavering love and support for me in these 4 years and throughout my entire life. This is a commencement ceremony, so I see it fitting to talk about commencing, what's going to happen to us in the future. And by the future, I don't mean what am I going to eat after this long and boring commencement ceremony, of course. So, my fellow graduates, we live in an exciting time with lots of tremendous change. In such a short period of time, we have witnessed amazing advances in technology, medicine, and social change. In 1950, for example, the 10-year survivability rate for somebody diagnosed with breast cancer was less than 30%. Today, thanks to the work of so many unsung heroes, that survivability rate has shot up to 90%. In 1950, identifying as a member of the LGBT+ community could potentially get you imprisoned, institutionalized, or even killed. But merely 4 years ago, I was so proud of our island when we achieved marriage equality 3 months before the entire United States did because of the Supreme Court ruling in 2015. And finally, for an example that I'm sure will resonate with everybody, I'd like you to take a look at the smartphone in your hand, in your pocket, or in your bag. Now think about that smartphone and compare it to the first generation iPhone that was released in 2007. And that one doesn't really need much explanation, I think. Despite all of this progress, there is still so much to do. And as the children of this generation of change, it is our responsibility to perpetuate that change for the better. Like all things, change comes with its negative aspects. After graduation, many of me and my fellow graduates are going to face the common stressors of student loans, job anxiety, and career insecurity. But on top of that, we're also representing the first line of defense against climate change. What we do today has a big determinant on whether our children and their children will even have safe water to drink, air to breathe, and a habitable earth to live in. Now, whether it's climate change, our careers, or any challenge that you might encounter in your lives, there will be many times where we'll feel helpless, and it's tempting to give into cynicism and apathy. You might say to me, Sean, I'm just a human being with limits. There's only so much that I can do. And at other times, we are very willing to surrender our confidence to the naysayers and to the haters. Now, I'm not qualified enough or wise enough to tell you how to deal with this asphyxiating anxiety. And because I fight it myself many, many times. So, as a parting message, and to make sure that we don't end on a sour note, I will borrow the words of somebody who has taken that fear head on. Renowned environmentalist, women's rights advocate, and Nobel Peace Prize recipient, Wangari Maathai. When asked about dealing with pessimism, she famously responded with the following story. There was once a great forest that one day was consumed by a terrible fire. All the animals fled for their lives and watched helplessly as the forest burned in front of them. All the animals, except for a tiny hummingbird, who flew to a nearby stream, carried a single drop of water in her beak, flew to the fire, and dropped that single drop of water over the roaring flames. She flew back and forth, doing the same thing again and again. The other animals, upon noticing what she was doing, tried to discourage her. They would say things like, "Your beak is too small," or "Your wings are too tiny. You can't possibly achieve this on your own." One animal even stood up and challenged her. "What do you think you're doing?" The hummingbird, without missing a single beat, turns around and says, "I am simply doing what I can. I am simply doing the best." Fellow graduates, in the face of fear, become a hummingbird and do your very best. Congratulations again on this great achievement, and above all, I hope you find happiness and fulfillment. Thank you so much.